The Rings of Power is coming to the end of its first season and Lord of the Rings fans are keen to see the characters develop in Season 2. Celebrimbor, played by Charles Edwards, is the ringmaker who discovered Sauron's dark motives. Express.co.uk has all you need to know about how Celebrimbor is connected to the Rings of Power. How did Celebrimbor forge the Rings of Power? Elrond, Robert Aramayo, was introduced to the ringmaker early on in the series and he was tasked with finding out what his dwarven friend Durin, Owain Arthur, was up to. Durin revealed he had come across an incredible natural material, called mithril, which caught Elrond's attention. He knew he had to take this information back to the smith, but did not want to betray his friend's trust. Celebrimbor's history is detailed in J.R.R. Tolkien's follow-up text called The Silmarillion. The book explains how Sauron disguised himself as an elf, claiming to be a prophet for the Valar, immortal beings. Sauron guides Celebrimbor and the other elves to craft 7 rings for the dwarf lords, and 9 for the kings of men. However, it is not long before Celebrimbor discovered Sauron had secretly forged the One Ring to rule all others. Going behind Sauron's back, Celebrimbor forged 3 more rings that would be immune from the One Ring's power. They were called Narya, the Ring of Fire, Nenya, the Ring of Water and Vilya, the Ring of Air. Celebrimbor sent the rings to the elven leaders to use as a defense against Sauron's forces. Unfortunately, Sauron found out about Celebrimbor's betrayal and he tortured him, forcing him to reveal the locations of rings for dwarves and men. He did not, however, divulge where the 3 he made for the elves were and it remained a secret. Celebrimbor had sent the rings to 3 elves, one of which was Galadriel, Morfydd Clark. They hid their rings, which led Sauron to declare open war on the elves and begin seeking out all 19 rings of power. Celebrimbor is eventually killed and did not appear in any of the original Lord of the Rings films. There is a chance Celebrimbor could suffer the same fate in the Rings of Power, which is set before the movies. During the Second Age of Middle-earth, Celebrimbor left the elven kingdom of Lindon to build Eregion. Following its construction, he became the Lord of Eregion and led a guild of skilled elven craftsmen. This all happens before the Rings of Power timeline, which sees him visit Khazad-dûm to team up with the dwarven craftsmen. He plans to build a new forge in Eregion, which viewers are expected to see going into Season 2. Actor Charles Edwards spoke to Collider about his character's backstory and where his character is going in the new outing. He said, "There's a lot of secrecy. Once I found out who the character was, I knew he had a story arc within Tolkien, so that is him. But for those that don't know what becomes of him, I don't tell them. And for those that know him, they know what happens to him. I would hope and assume that's the big direction we're going in. Perhaps the series will see his character suffer the same ugly fate after all." The Rings of Power airs on Amazon Prime Video on Fridays.